As you saw from the title of this video, I'm currently on my way to check out a Leica camera. It's basically in very poor condition, to be honest. And I want to check out if if it's still in functional condition, and perhaps with a little bit of money to service this camera, this might get another chance to get used. But I have to check out a few key points before I get it. So let's see.
A few moments later.
Damn, I'm so excited. Yeah, that Leica M2, it's pretty beaten up and quite ugly. But fortunately, I got this with the lens, and that's a 50mm Summicron lens, the rigid DR version. And both of these packages I got for around $1,000, so quite a bargain in Leica terms. And now I will just drive home and show you the details, because this camera needs some explanation for you guys, I guess. See you later. All right, I'm back home, and here is this beautiful camera. As I mentioned before, it's quite beaten up. All the leather is peeling off and literally starting to crumble, so it's just a hard piece. You can see I can just break this and then it falls off, but this is quite normal for all the Leica M3s and M2s from back then. And it's possible to renew this leather. I saw this on a marketplace here in Germany, where someone listed this by selling it online. And here again, something is peeling off, right? But that's normal. And what caught my eye is that this Leica M2 was offered including this lens, the Leica Summicron 50mm f2 DR version, and it was also included with this goggles. These goggles are needed to acquire close focusing. For those who don't know this vintage lens, I think it was released in the 50s or 60s. Is one of the first, or is the first Leica lens which has close focusing, actually. Leica rangefinders only have a close focusing distance of 0.7 meters. And this 50mm lens has a normal minimal focal distance of 1 meter. But if you use this goggles on your rangefinder, you can focus close to 0.5 meters. So it was quite revolutionary in that regard. And I was kind of skeptical when I saw this online, because this was listed around $1,300, including the lens. And I wrote that guy, he didn't reply back, and after about a week he replied, and then we set an appointment where I was checking this camera, and in the end I made an offer, and he accepted it. So I got this Leica M2 with this Summicron lens for about $1,000, which is an amazing price. If you check these prices of the lens itself, it's running between 800 and 2,000 euros right now on eBay. And Leica M2 bodies in relatively good condition, they run between $1,500 and up to $2,000, $2,500, depending on conditions and so on. First of all, this camera was that cheap because, of course, the seller was not as much of aware regarding the value, especially regarding this lens. Second of all, you do see the poor condition of this camera, right? Everything is falling off regarding the leather, as I mentioned before. It's very dirty. It's dent. And the same goes for the lens. It's also relatively has a lot of marks. Looking at the lens, at first I saw that it was relatively dirty, but one cool thing about this cell is if you look here, it's relatively clear because I already cleared it a bit, but you see this lens has the original Leica UV filter, and behind that you see that this lens just looks quite nice, at least the front element. The back element, I think on camera it's not as much as good to see. If I look through the lens, I can see there's some small haze in it, but I think that should be fine. If I put it on an analog camera, that shouldn't be visible as much if you're shooting on 50mm. I don't see any fungus. Scratches are also not on this lens, but regarding the fungus, I think I will still get it checked professionally if they are able to see anything. Sometimes fungus can be in a very early stage where your naked eye can't see it. So I think I will get it checked out. If some professional fungus service is needed, I will just pay for that, since this total package is by itself already quite cheap, and I'm willing to put in money to get this camera and the lens service to breathe fresh life into these equipment and use it again. You can also see that the focusing ring here is relatively smooth, so the mechanics are quite working well. Also the clicks on the aperture, quite satisfying, and it's enough resistance, nothing is loose. So regarding the lens, I only want to double check it regarding fungus. About this Leica M2, besides of the leather is peeling off, the mechanics is also looking fine. This shutter sound and the shutter speeds seem to be correct if I just put it into 1 second. Again. Okay. Again. Now half a second. 1/4 of a second. I think you were able to hear that the low shutter speeds are not accurate regarding the timing, and therefore that's it's quite common for old cameras. If they are not getting used, they need CLAs, some service to get the mechanics running again, and after that we are able to use this camera to take beautiful images on the streets, for example. So that's something I have in mind beforehand when I got this package. I have serviced my one of my M3s and my M6 here nearby in Stuttgart for about $400 or euros. And regarding the M3, it was including getting this new leather. But for this M2, I'm currently thinking about a different project. Unfortunately, I'm not able to do it myself. But since I was able to get this combo so cheap, I want to put a little bit on money of it by getting it fully serviced. As I mentioned, checking for fungus. I also think that the rangefinder might have some fungus if I look in front of here. So I will, to be safe, I will store these two items away from my current gear, just to be safe. The rangefinder is very clear. If I look through that, all the frame lines are very clear. The rangefinder itself is very clear, no haze or anything. And the focusing patch is also clear. The only thing I'm worrying about is here in front. I think I can see some early stages of fungus, so here I also want to get it checked. The second step I would take this M2 is, after getting service, to get it repainted, and preferably in black paint, in a style where it kind of matches the black paint of Leica, and over time get the typical patina brassing. Since you see here on top, it's quite dirty, material is showing its age, and if this gets professionally serviced and repainted, it will look like new, and it will give this camera a new life, basically. And when I talked to the seller, he said that his grandfather died 5 years ago. He was able to reach an age of 91. Since his passing, this camera, who belonged to him, never got used. So the seller put it into a closet. It was there for 5 years now. And after all these years, he thought he would just sell it to someone who might be interested in film photography. So I was lucky enough to discover this Leica M2 and talk to this guy. That's quite interesting that most of my Leica gear, which I bought the last few years used, were inherited by people which parents were interested in photography, but down the line the ones who inherited the Leica stuff didn't have any kind of interest regarding photography or Leica in general. So I was lucky to get this one, and as I said, my plans is to get this at least serviced and ideally also black painted, and after that this camera should return on this channel in best fully functional condition. Yeah, let's see how this will go, because right now I'm checking different repair shops, what they are offering, especially regarding the fungus check. I have to double check it. These shops do these, and let's see what kind of result I will get end up with this beautiful combo. Because look at that. Yeah, that was a quick little video about my recent purchase. I hope I can breathe new life into this camera, and I hope I get this camera back in 2025 and shoot this again with fresh film for you guys on this channel. If you made it until this point, thank you very much for your time watching. You are the one who deserves the like for that. If you want to support my small little channel, just check the affiliate links below in the description, or buy me a coffee, link also in the description. And if you want to see more videos on my channel, just click on one of these and have a nice day.